All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at 1984 GoBots Spoons. Yeah, this is the first proper GoBot that I actually have in my collection. I mean, I've got, a bunch of Rock Lords, and I have one GoBot that's like part of a three-way combiner, which is kind of nothing on its own that I got in like a box of assorted other things. So it's, but this is the first like actual, regular GoBot that I have in my collection. He's a pretty cool one. I found him at a local vintage toy shop, which I did not know existed previously. It had a lot of really cool stuff in it, among them being spoons and a few other GoBots, but this is one of the ones I wanted to pick up just because, I don't know, I was always kind of interested in spoons just because he's one of those GoBots that turns into something that hasn't really been tackled in Transformers. We did have one forklift Transformer in the Revenge of the Fallen toy line, the little Scout class dirt boss, but still, there aren't a lot of forklifts, so Spoons is kind of an interesting little GoBot here. He is a renegade, which means he's one of the bad guy GoBots. But yeah, no, he's got a great little forklift mode. It's got it's definitely got some die cast in it. Like this piece is die cast. The actual like tongs are die cast. So it's got a really nice little weight to it. The tires are rubber, so it kind of rolls along really nicely. And also a neat feature that it has, which is not actually a step in the transformation, is you can actually take this bit and slide it up like that. So he's actually doing the fork lifting, which is pretty cool. Once you kind of bring it up to a certain point, it kind of just slides back down. But it can at least pose up to there before it kind of just like slides. And that's, like I said, not part of the transformation. This is a slider that's used for transformation, but this one is completely separate. So it's cool that that's actually incorporated into the alt mode. But yeah, in terms of comparisons in this mode, just for a standard size comparison, here he is with Transformers Kingdom Sideswipe, so you can see what he looks like with a modern deluxe Transformer. For another Transformers comparison, here he is with G1 Bumblebee, so you can see he's one of the smaller GoBots, but they were kind of just categorized as GoBots and then Super GoBots before they got started doing like crazier things later on in the toy line. So you can see a bit bigger than a G1 Minibot. But yeah, to get onto transformation, first thing you want to do is just take this little seat panel and kind of fold it in like that. Take this orange panel and fold that up. Take the little tongs here and just fold them up like that. Take this whole section with the forklifting bit and slide it down on that joint and then fold it up like that to be the legs. Then you want to take these side sections, extend them out, and then they kind of slide up on this little slider and rotate down to be the arms. That's like the one point is this slider feels a little bit scary because it's kind of tight, but I haven't had any issues so far. And then he's just got a little notch here on the back that you slide up to reveal the head. And yeah, there we have Spoons in his robot mode. And yeah, that's a really clean, neat little transformation, and it makes for a really clean, neat little robot. But yeah, like a lot of the GoBots, he doesn't have a lot going on in terms of articulation, but that's pretty typical of G1 Transformers from this era as well. Nothing really at the head. It can kind of just slide up and down. The shoulders here can rotate, and that's it. And yeah, that's pretty much all you're getting. You can't really do anything with the legs. They're all just, one solid block. So you can have them do that, I guess, if that's worth anything to you. But if you want these to be toes, you could do that. But, pretty much you just put them down and that's what you get. And that's fine. I think he's a neat little figure here. Very kind of standard boxy robot. I think that was kind of the fun of GoBots, is they had kind of like sort of generic looking robots that turned into some weird things for their alt modes. At least, some of the more interesting ones. There were a lot of, GoBots that turned into regular things that Transformers tackled as well, but he's one of the kind of neat ones there. But yeah, to get onto comparisons in this mode, here he is again with Kingdom Sideswipe, just so you can see what he looks like with a modern average deluxe Transformer. And for another standard one, here he is with Core Class Soundwave. So you can see, did I call him Soundwave? Sideswipe? I might have said Soundwave. I can't remember. But yeah, no. So pretty much like an average, core class height is pretty much what you're getting with a lot of the smaller GoBots. And then here he is again with G1 Bumblebee. So you can see a little bit bigger than a Minibot, but kind of comparable. But yeah, I'd say the one thing that's a little bit annoying about him is like because he has this extra slider to do the forklift thing in forklift mode. That has a tendency to kind of slide up every once in a while, so he's just standing on these bits, and when he's just standing on those bits, he has a hard time standing up. So sometimes he kind of wants to like sink down onto his toes and fall down like that. But it's a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, going to be a pretty short video because there's really not a whole lot else to say about him. With the full 2 points of articulation there. But yeah, no, he's just a fun little toy, and I really like that he actually turns into something kind of interesting. And the forklift mode is really cool. I really like that it actually does the forklift thing, which is not something that I think you'd even expect on like a G1 transformer. So it's cool that he actually does have that functionality. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, just being a small figure with a bit of die cast in him and nice rubber tires, he's just got a really nice kind of hand feel. Obviously, he's loosened up a little bit over the ages, but yeah, no, just a fun little toy. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have, I almost said Transformers GoBots, but that's not true. 1984 GoBots Spoons.